Hi, I'm Jenna. I'm a publicist at ECW Press, and today I'm going to be telling you about why I loved working on Evan Munday's book, The Dead Kid Detective Agency. When I was a little girl, I was totally obsessed with Nancy Drew. I wanted to be her, and I had all of my mom's old books, and I even opened up a detective agency in my basement, very cleverly called the Jenna Illies Detective Agency. And I only ever solved one mystery, I think, but what I lacked in cases, I made up for in secretaries, because I had two, my sister Chris and my friend Tori. And you're probably wondering, why did you need two secretaries when you only had one case? But there's a valid answer for that, and it's because 100 sweet little notebooks like this guy would not have stapled themselves together. Anyway, if you flash forward about like 15 years or so after I opened up the Jenna Illies Detective Agency, my dream was no longer to be a girl detective, but to be a book publicist. And luckily, after many false starts and waitressing jobs, that dream came true, and now I work at ECW, where I was assigned Evan's book to work on this fall. Now, I was really excited to work on this book, not only because I have a history of enjoying stories about girl detectives, but because Evan's a friend of mine. He's a publicist at Coach House Books, so we know each other socially. And it has been such a pleasure to work with an author who's also a book publicist, because Evan totally gets it. Like, the whole publicity process is like second nature to him, and he has really realistic expectations of what we can do with the book. And plus, he's just an awesome guy, but everyone knows that Evan Munday's a nice guy, so I'm not going to go into that. I'll just talk about the book. So the protagonist of the Dead Kid Detective Agency is called October Schwartz. She's 13. She's new in a small town called Sticksville with her dad, who is a clinically depressed science teacher at her high school. And October's kind of a loner. She doesn't really fit in with the rest of the kids at her school. She's a goth girl. She's a little chubby. She spends a lot of time in a cemetery behind her house where she's working on a horror novel that she's writing. And she's in the cemetery working on her book that she comes across these dead kids. There are 5 ghosts of kids that died mysteriously at the age of 13, but in different eras of Canadian history. So there's like the dead Empire Loyalist kid, or the dead kid that escaped the States via the Underground Railroad. So she meets these kids and she becomes friends with them. And then when her favorite teacher is mysteriously killed, she recruits these kids to help solve the mystery, because they can like walk through walls and stuff. So like, why not get them to help you? Anyway, zany adventures ensue. And it's a great book because it's such a fun read, and it's kind of sarcastic and cool and like snarky, like teenagers are. And it's great because kids who will read it will be enjoying it, and they might not even notice that there's some history snuck in there. Like, I majored in history in university, and I totally learned stuff reading this book, which is kind of sad, but whatever. Anyway, it's a great read if you have a kid who's like 9 to 12 or something, especially because it includes a lot of pop culture references. There's even a glossary in the back of the book. So let's say one day your 9-year-old comes up to you and says, "Mom, who's Stephen King?" or "What's REO Speedwagon?" You know, understandably, your first thought's going to be, "Oh my God, how did I raise such an ignorant child?" But your second thought can be just to say, you know, "Here's this book, read it, and then you'll learn about this sort of thing." Anyway, so Christmas is around the corner. You should definitely pick it up for any special child in your life, especially because this is the first of a series of 7 books. So if they like this one, then boom, you've got Christmas presents set up for like the next 6 years, right? So anyway, for more information, go to ecwpress.com. Thank you for watching.